What's up, cyberspace? Welcome back to xero.style. I'm your host, Xero, the cyberspace hero, here to show you my EDC art and lifestyle. This episode is not sponsored, but it is definitely brought to you by the fine folks over at Data Crew. First of all, I appreciate you both very much for furnishing all the sweet stuff I'm about to show off in this episode today. This is a new keychain of their Sleep Reaper, the lazy pink couch reaper. Maybe I won't show you those yet. The pouch selection for this week, we're calling that Dadass. Starting from the top with that Louis Vuitton print coffin, the Blood Moon edition of the Moon Knight patch, the Hellfire Club official sigil, and the Skeletor kick in crimson red. This pouch is the Gundam pouch that you saw from my Gundam Wing pouch dump episode. This is by Coqui Creations. Shout out to Miguel. Let's take a look at some of the other sweet Hellfire Club patches that Data Crew has got going on. This isn't actually all of them. If you check the secret mailing list link, you're subscribed to the Data Crew mailing list, right? These are 3 of the brand new Hellfire Stranger Thing patches available at datacrew.la. Link in the description down below. The pouch is pretty stuffed today, so I've got a knife in my pocket, believe it or not, for the first time in a while. This is one of my favorite knives. It doesn't fit in a pouch very well, but it fits in the pocket amazingly. This is the Giant Mouse Knives Ace Clyde in natural linen micarta with LMAX steel. Has the orange anodized thumb stud and back spacer here. Got that paired up with a Playge Sacred Terror skull with Zur blasted by Justin Koch and some bored paracord Kingdom cord to tie the whole thing together. This knife is a single deployment mechanism knife. There's a thumb stud on one side only. The scale for the liner lock is recessed right here, so it's the only place where you can actually deploy this. Friends of mine have discussed with me whether or not you could turn this into a front flipper. If you really try, you can front flip this knife as it is. I think if you ground down the scale in the corner, this could be a front flipper knife. But the scale has such a beautiful pattern around it, that perfectly straight edge. It's like so thin and angular, I would not want to mess that up by making this into a front flipper. So I'm using my thumb every single time to deploy this knife. That's just the way it is. There's no reason to be stupid with this knife and try and open it a million times. The wire pocket clip on the back is very nice and deep, but I am not a huge fan of wire clips. I don't think that they look amazing, but they function very well. So if it's your aesthetic, it's cool. I would like to get a Lynch Northwest deep carry clip to replace this, but they just haven't had them in stock with an orange ano like this. Just waiting. So yeah, that is the knife this week. Not exactly drop shutty, but super smooth, very easy to deploy one-handed. As I said before, this knife is a liner lock. Here. LMAX steel. Good stuff. Just because it's sunny and I need it. This is my Hank this week. We've got a little Jack Skellington Pumpkin Hank from Damn Hanks. This is one of their protos before they even put their logos on it. It's not microfiber, just orange cloth on both sides. Nice little Hank, that's good with the theme. Let's dive into the pouch though, shall we? I've already taken a peek at our Ranger eyes, but let's see what's inside the pouch this week. I'm gonna start off by flexing. This is my JRW Gear Curator Flex in Coyote Brown. These are just little worry coins that are made out of PVC plastic, so they are malleable. You can use it as a stress ball, a worry coin, however you want to play with it. It is very versatile in that respect. You can use them like a coaster and set stuff on top of them on a surface that you don't want your stuff to touch directly. You can just play with them and have a good time, stress ball it out. Works as a great barrier in the pouch. Stuff moves around. Put one of these flexes on top. Doesn't nearly move as much as it did before. JRW Gear Curator Flex, Coyote Brown. Up next, I'm just going to go with the flashlight because it's right here on the outside. This is the Reylight Pineapple Mini in copper. Check out the deep carry clip on this. Goes all the way to the back. This is a tail switch light, not my favorite deployment mechanism, but I do like this light. It goes up to about 130 lumens. It is pretty bright. Forced the patina on this guy myself by dipping this in a bath of liver of sulfur. I think that it turned out pretty cool. It gives it that sort of aged, haggard aesthetic that I'm about. So yeah, the Reylight Lion Pineapple Mini Flashlight in copper. Next, we go with the Jude's Foods. This you've seen before. This is some micarta bacon made by the father and son duo at Jude's Foods. It is just layers of micarta that look very much like bacon with the color choices and the way that it's been dremeled. This is just a traditional worry stone. You kind of squeeze this, feel it, play with it, fidget with it, use it as a tool to channel your nervous energy into and have a good time. Looks cool in photos that you put on the internet of all of your pocket trash as well. Now, also from Jude's Foods, a piece you haven't seen before, unless you watch my shorts. This is a little worry stone that's also made out of micarta. It's got a ruby red micarta inlay on the inside that just, it's very cool. It's very smooth, it's very small. Jude sent these out to everyone who got in on one of his first couple drops. I don't know if it was randomly or if he picked everybody, but he sent a message to me and said, hey, I wanted to make sure you were one of the people that got a little micarta worry stone because my son and I did another run. So very cool. I totally love these guys, father and son duo. I like supporting their work, making cool stuff that looks like food out of micarta. Speaking of micarta, got another piece of brown micarta in this pouch. This is from Notorious EDC. This is the micarta beer bomb. The beer bomb is a little multi-tool that has been created by Tom over at Notorious EDC. The micarta version is more of like a fidget toy pocket art piece than a functional tool, but I'll run down the tools real quick. The mouth is a bottle opener. Right here on the front we have a little flat-headed screwdriver. We have a 1/4-inch hex bit spot right here. On the back we've got some points that would be good for like a glass breaker, a nail or pry bar type tool here, and then in the middle you've got your hole to make it into either, as I think, a fidget spinner or allegedly a single finger knuck. Speaking of the backside of this, I've got this thing paired up with a Combat Beads Revolt bead, also in brown micarta. These two matched so absolutely perfectly, I had to couple them up together. I felt like there was no choice. This is a fun little fidget spinner. It's nice and thin, it fits right into your pouch, doesn't take up a lot of space. The metal ones that are made out of titanium, I could see these as a very functional tool with a bunch of different uses. The micarta ones, they're just fun pocket trash to play with. I don't know if you know this about me, but like I'm not like a hard-working dude when it comes to being like a tough guy, man's man, working hard, doing physical labor activities. I don't really do that. I work hard by being a keyboard console jock and doing shit on the computer all day. So a lot of my time is spent reading and analyzing things, and I get a ton of super high-stress moments in my life, and it is nice to have fidget toys with me that I can use to sort of detach from that nervousness and channel that energy. Finally, deep in the bowels of this pouch, we've got a combo between my dudes Clay and Jamie from Playge and JRW Gear. These are two different beads that I've tied together and made into a worry stone. This is Jamie's traditional curator bead style. Jamie takes these beads out of different materials, brass, copper, bronze, machines this beautiful pyramid pattern out of them, and then puts lasering on the back. Clay picked the spiral pandemic print for this one. I think that it looks so cool. Look how tiny those skulls get all the way into the bottom of that. So awesome. This makes a very tactile little worry stone. Any of the JRW Gear beads, you just put it on your hand and squeeze it and it feels really cool. On the back side here, we've got a skull with a Y. This is one of Playge's bead designs that Jamie went ahead and curated the top of, as my son puts it. Yeah, just those pyramids right on the top. I love the little detailing and like the nose holes and stuff. They put like an aged bronze ano on this. I think it just looks beyond cool. I saw Danny Shred put 2 different beads, a scoop and a JRW gear bead together to make one of these little worry stones, and I thought, that's awesome. When I won both the lottos for these collab pieces, I just knew it had to be and put them together on the same piece. So this is my Playge JRW gear collab worry stone, double bead piece. So that's the pouch stomp that I've got for you this week. Let's take a look at the fit here. The inside of the pouch, we'll start with that Notorious EDC beer bomb, because it's nice and flat. We're going to take our micarta stone here, playge, bacon, flashlight, just toss them all in there. Naturally shake out a bit, take your Curator Flex right on top of everything, give it a squeeze, zip zap zada bam, that is the pouch dump, man. Very little jiggle in this pouch setup today, totally digging it. As I said, we've got our Giant Mouse Knives Ace Clyde in the pocket, pouch goes down deep in the cargo, we've got our Hank, and that's that. I like the Hank in the cargo pocket too. Not that that really matters. So yeah, that is this week's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If no one has told you today, you are a rad person who deserves love and praise, just like everybody else in this world. Get out there and do something nice and have some fun, and I'll see yins in the next one. Later.